And something documenting, yeah, it's something which we know we are poor at. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We don't respect.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We do it, but we don't respect it. So this brother was way ahead of the time. Absolutely way. So there's me doing my videos and recording my events thinking, you know what, I'm fly, man. I'm getting them on YouTube. But this guy was doing it back in the, you know, ahead of the, you know, going to Brixton riots, going to Jamaica back in there. So we're going to play a show reel that he had up. I went straight to do some research on him and a show reel and it featured Sister Janet on there as well as a 7-year-old child, 8-year-old child.
Oh, Janet is so sweet.
So we're gonna hit this out. Let me just set this up. So guys, we're gonna play this, and you know, so we're gonna be doing a number of videos and stuff. So we're gonna test out the system. We're gonna play this. This is and he's got so many tapes. So we're gonna look into this from a legacy going forward in our community. We've got a petition to get access to this information, and we've got to be able to document this.
Where is it now? Who's got it?
Bro,
is he dead now? Is he dead?
He died the other day.
Oh no! God.
Yeah, so he died at the age of 98. I think so. 98. So
I've heard about him through my dad, actually.
Yeah.
Have you heard about him, Charmin? That guy?
Clovis.
I've heard about it somewhere along the line.
But this, I'm gonna play this now, and Kevin's gonna make some comments as this go through because I know it's gonna touch him. Yeah, and Sister Charmaine should be Sister Charmaine, she's she's expert.
I think he's gonna touch Charmaine as well.
Yes, she'll laugh. Yeah, go Brixton enough time anyway. So yeah, you know what I mean.
Yes.
So if you any adults that know Charmaine was never went Brixton, I said, my friend, I'm going to break up. She won't, won't allow them. But anyway, I'm gonna hit this video. I'm gonna play this. Let me just set this up. Okay, right. Let's see where that is. Ooh. There you are. Right. You can see that there. So you guys should be able to see these.
Yeah, you should be able to see it actually.
Yeah. So let's have a look. So watch this, guys.
They took the ship for a different route. But this isn't the way Brother Salmon doing it. Not because he disobeyed God, but it's because he's obeying God. And this is the missionary journey back to Jamaica. Jamaica West Indies. In the island of Jamaica, the island of sunshine. That's a fabulous house in the island of Jamaica. I guess by this, in for home. And this is one of our great industry in Jamaica. That's the bauxite company. That seems to help us so much, do so much for us in Jamaica. Bye to them, leaving them with the word of God.
Along the railway, underground station, the London buses. This is Big Brixton Road, Southwest 9. Many people there waiting for the traffic to go by. My, this is a wonderful city. And that's the police station, the Brixton Police Station. Many might have heard of this place, the Brixton Market. We are coming along to Street, one of the busiest shopping centres in London. Everybody comes to get their weekend, goes through this Brixton Station Road, Southwest 9.
By the Reverend Headland. Church was on the side of the road. Fire. You will see for yourself burned to ash. You will also see the rebuilding of a new chapel, well equipped, which is about.
Right, I'm gonna pause it right there, Kevin. Yeah, sorry. I could see it's touchy. So I don't, Sister Charmaine, I don't know if she's really hits over there. So Kevin, I'm gonna. That's halfway point, guys, of this video, and we just played a video which showed a missionary chick back to Jamaica from coming over here with the videotape. It was, I thought initially it was coming over from Jamaica, but is going to Jamaica, a missionary to come back over here. Sometimes we think that when they came over here, nobody could afford to go back, but people were going backward and forward from back. Jamaica. And what struck me watching this video is, yes, it was blue skies in the UK, but it's grey, very grey and dull. And then you go to the Caribbean and the houses were like painted and bright, and everybody sees the hot version of Jamaica back then, but nobody sees the big nice houses in Jamaica back then either, you know, and people wearing suits and stuff like that. But Jamaica was presentable back then. And my mother-in-law she made sure she told me that they never, it was until the 70s, there was no Jamaican dollar. You know what I'm saying? It was all pound. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And right. So people were utilizing the same monetary system as over here. That's correct. You know, so people are like, what we're going to? I think we need to see the UK, what it looked like through the eyes of somebody in that generation. And looking at that, and now you had a person preaching. I thought, let me just pause after this, because it's often said about the rejection from the churches that we went to in the Caribbean, the official churches, the Baptist Church, a number of Anglican, Church of England, a number of the churches which, let's be real, made a lot of money off slavery. Sorry, just put you out there. Their ministers made a lot of money. Baptist Church made a lot of money. A lot of their ministers did. I did a research in terms of looking at reparations. You know, the compensation that the slave masters made. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I went to the website by Bristol, and I thought, let me be fast. Go back to the island where my mom's from, which is Nevis, part of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I thought, let me just put a random name in. And the guy straight in the top of the conversation was I'm not saying he got the most, but was a reverend. So while I was preaching in the UK, and getting his compensation for having slaves in Nevis, you know what I mean? So how do you preach? Well, the treatment of the anyway. And then when we come over here, and expected to have the support framework of the church, of a minister that looked like that minister that was preaching on the street, who was preaching to us in the Caribbean, enjoying the sunshine and everything, being looked after, preaching to us.
9 times 10, actually.
Yeah. Go on.
Charming, they had servants.
Oh,
many of the ministers, yes, they had servants. Yes, and more than one. One servant to wash the clothes, the other one to cook. If they had children, the other take the children to school and back and take care of them, while their parents was traveling all over the island to preach and establishing churches, etc. So that's reality, what it was like. And I witnessed that myself when I went to the Caribbean, in actual fact.
Right. So I'm going to press play. We're going to open up. This is just an introduction. This is about setting the scene, guys. Yeah, setting the scene for what we're going to. So sorry if we paused it and whatever, but we had to pause it just so we can get the context of what we're doing and why we're doing this anyway. Still, yeah. So we're gonna get in this anyway. So hopefully you're watching on YouTube, and you can see us in the little screen, and you see the screen above us anyway. So you're both gonna press play, keep playing, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this Windrush special. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about getting context and going through the whole situation.
Yes.
Janet.
Oh, look at this sweet Janet girl. Captain Youth. Yeah, I remember that.
Annual District Convention of the New Testament Church of God, beginning at 179 High Road, Willesden. We experienced God's moving power in this place from time to time.
Goodness, baptism, Jesus. I'm trying to see all the ministers when I was baptized. It couldn't really see.
They'll come up in a second.
Oh, Kelly Wright. That's Kelly Wright. Jesus. Kelly Wright. Oh my God. This is not real.
This is the wedding of Pat Dowes and Wilbert Robinson, both son and daughter of the ministers of their church.
Wait, that's my auntie. Oh my God.
Okay, guys, this wasn't planned. What you saying? So I thought.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. Jeez.
Sorry,
I think I was
guys.
at that wedding.
Wow. Crazy.
Need I say more?
Okay, so just think, say, guys, this wasn't pre-planned. I thought this looked cool, and Kevin might recognize some bits and bobs here when I saw New Testament Church of God. So I thought I'd shock him when he came up here.
Boy, I was shocked.
And it looks like he's shocked. Just say, bro, which ministers? Who's these two people here? So
Right. Okay. This is my, well, actually, he's not my artist. It's my cousin, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, is either one of the Lewinsons or it's part of the family that come from Manchester. It's from that parish of Manchester.
From Manchester. Okay.
Because-
Manchester, Jamaica. Sorry. Yeah.
The thing about it, Willesden, Willesden New Testament Church of God, Catford, which is now Lee, and a lot of the churches across there, a lot of my family is connected, and the ministers as well, you know, and a large portion of my family is involved, and Janet knows some of my family as well, and I know some of Janet's family, so it's a constant connection. And so a lot of my relatives actually involved in the founding of the churches in the UK during the Windrush years. Okay. And yeah. So yes, I was at that wedding. I know I was at the wedding, but I can't remember. It was just, I'm actually shocked, actually.
Okay, cool.
Just,
So guys, so this we're keeping it real here. You know what I'm saying here on Affinity Extra. Kevin. Yeah, man. Don't worry. This is the importance, guys. Yeah, let me just flip it. Angle. Let me just pause this moment still. Yeah. There you are. So, guys, this is the importance now of documenting and remind ourselves where we come from, so we can be around a kind of like almost like you can be in a community situation. We're on a digital community right now, and this could be like a community situation where you're sitting around and you're recognizing who you are. I always said to people, I said, my sons are tall. They're absolutely tall. They're 6'4", 6'2", yeah? So I got tall sons. Everyone's like, how on earth you got two tall sons? If you knew my great granddad, yeah, then you'll know, oh, that's why you got tall sons, yeah? And I decided not to marry somebody shorter than 5'4". You know what I'm saying? So my dad's line, my dad's still taller than me now, but my sons are taller than my dad. You know what I'm saying? But my grandpa is short, but my grandma's tall. You know what I'm saying? So her dad is like 6. My uncle told me when he saw him, he's like 6'6", like crazy, like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So when I have my sons and just release this short thing, like my mom's 5 foot, so I unfortunately all the rest of us got stuck up behind my dad. So but if I could just see my great granddad and hear him talk, but I got a picture of him.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And you're in Jamaica, so it's like special to me. You know what I'm saying? You know? And it's me. It makes me know who I am. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And as Caribbean people, our names don't give away our past. we don't have a tribe. You know,
Well,
and that's the importance of
that's the challenge.
that's the importance
Yeah.
of knowing who you are.
Yeah.
Once you know who you are, and it's and we appreciate, as Christians in this space, we appreciate identity in Christ. But there's but it's beautiful to know what tribe you're part of.
Yes, we I think when I look back at my family, they were, especially the white side of the family, the Scotland, they were property owners, they were slave masters. That's a fact.
Yeah.
The Gordons, the Tomlins, the Vassals, and so on, all the different extractions of them. The Douglas was a Douglas clan in Scotland.
Wow.
Which they actually give territory and permission where the British come through to do things. You know, if you wasn't allowed to go into that particular area, you won't, because if the clan doesn't give you that, So anyhow, it's a whole
people just operate like say they own the land, you know. But anyway, we have to open it. But this is again, guys, part of the thing. So we just go through the wedding. I thought I had to pause because I know it's caught. Sorry, I didn't realize this was affecting. This would directly affect, but I knew, seeing New Testament, I thought, I'm gonna get Kevin. You know what I'm saying? But I never knew I'd get Kevin like this.
And I think some people I don't think they're watching the stream now. I think they would remember that event. I think, no doubt, you know.
It's a great conversation, guys.
Yes.
And we want to even touch base with this, and we do want to, so it's amazing. But listen, let's keep it moving. Boy, this is kicking off, man. Right, let me just make sure I get my settings right. So, guys, I'm going to switch and keep on. Let's carry on.
Oh my God, Jesus! Look at those people. I remember them. Right. Oh, you remember those cars? God. I'm trying to see if I can pick up in that picture.
Why is it the police had to keep a vigilant all Friday night and Saturday?
And in Brixton, there have been clashes with a crowd of about 300 youths who've been smashing shop windows.
Many people have been asking the question, what caused the trouble in Brixton Railroad?
Okay, so that is, let me make sure we get, there you are. So, yeah, cool. We get this going on. I'm gonna make sure this is all set right. So, guys, so that is that particular video we're gonna play now. So, I know there was in Brixton riots. We're not gonna say whether Kevin or Charmaine was at Brixton riots. You know what I mean? Charmaine has the most guiltiest face. So I'm putting like Charmaine was that. Where was Charmaine? She missed out on a bit of the weekend. You know, she got that guilty look. You know, it's like she threw 2 stones out there. Still, you know what I mean? She got extra TV screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Brixton riots, and the reason why we like this was a show reel, guys. I went to her website. I see Janet Simpson. She's logged in and she said, I want to know that clip. Sis, I'm gonna get that clip to you. I'm gonna show you where I got it from anyway. So, and you know what? I'm a computer geek. You just give me access to the footage. I'll download it down because I'm perfectly. The reason why I do download it, guys, is not to gain no rights. I don't care. I'll put this free to air, people. But the importance is that we lose too much ownership of our footage. We've lost too much.
Too much.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't respect it. There's the documentary series that we saw in Janet's giving us some information. You know that the Black Festival in New York that we saw in Disney, yeah?
Oh my
you know what I'm saying?
goodness.
That footage was held away for 50 years and we don't realize that, well, they do realize, don't invest in terms of our expression, but invested into the other festival. It's not Glastonbury.
The other festival, the Woodstock.
Woodstock,
was
they invested into
they
that.
invested in the Woodstock.
Yeah.
And but at the same time they invested in Woodstock, this serious event was actually occurring. As a matter of fact, it's the first time in New York where you had a large assembly, and the white mayor was acknowledging that. You had a large assembly of blacks, and it was orderly, and the blacks' mum and pop store were doing good business. So it was impacting the local economy. And then you have that was one of the last time you saw Ella Jackson live.
And the thing is, bro,
it
wasn't one weekend, it was 4 weeks.
4 weekends.
4 weekends.
It was 4 weekends, actually.
4 weekends. And it was run by somebody from St. Kitts. You know how we do it, man.
Yeah,
St. Kitts, man.
And the brother hold it down. The brother hold it down so well that it's become an iconic footage of some of the legendary. Anybody who is regarded as top
Stevie Wonder, Hawkins.
Oh boy, the Hawkins.
Yeah,
when you saw the Hawkins live,
Staple Singers.
You know
what I'm saying?
Everybody was there. Everybody.
What's that group that did Arrested Development song, the original one? Everyday People.
Yes, Sly Stone.
Sly Stone.
They were doing their stuff.
And the lady that did their song with Black and
Black.
Gifted and Black.
Yes, Simone. Yes,
man. So
that was the caliber that was at there, and it made Woodstock look like nonsense.
Come on now.
Seriously, so the level of professionalism.
But that's why. Wow. But this is why documenting is important, people, because it makes your children's children be proud of being who we are. You know what I'm saying? And it gives them something to aim for in life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something about this documentary as well? It's actually owned by a black brother.
Okay.
Not the Quest.
Quest. Sorry, the Quest.
Quest bought it.
Yeah, man.
So it's now part of our own heritage, controlled by a black brother.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
Now, 100%.
Yes.
Right, so guys, we just skimmed through some of the footage. We played some of the footage and showreel from Clovis Constantine Salmon, and Salmon. I'm just gonna check a message that said to be direct from Sister Janet, and she's saying that. Oh man! Listen, she's in tears, man. With some,
that is emotional, actually.
The clip of the two ladies was my mum and my sister. Oh my word! That's doing a clip up for the putting him loading up the van.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. That's her. Oh my goodness!
My goodness.
And guys, one thing I would say, right, to everybody, what I sneakily have done for my family is I take my professional camera to every single party I go to my family and I take pictures. Can somebody take it as part of your duty to create a Google Drive or OneDrive Drive or whatever drive you do that you have access to, family's got access to, and take pictures? Now, you might not have a scanner, even if you get your iPhone out and you take a copy of the pictures and start documenting in a safe space your families. Please, not just for the funeral program, but for beyond that. I've got hundreds of pictures of the Moore family, and fortunately I'm a bit of a professional, so I got a bit better over the years. But you got to document this. I accidentally documented a lot, but it's important for us to document. So. As that man, and so I'm sorry. I know it's tears of joy from Janet, but this is a time where we're going to be reflecting on that generation of people that did just did amazing stuff.
You know, the thing about it, if anybody talks about people of faith, I think, Charming, your parents, my parents. I get very emotional about this, actually.
Yeah, always, brother.
Oh, God. They were people of faith. They did not make excuse. They just got on with it. They put their money together. They work as a team to actually create a legacy. I'm fighting hard. I'm hearing stories by my friends about their parents. I'm hearing story about my legendary uncle who established 10 churches in Washington, D.C. from scratch.
It's crazy. You know what I mean? And it's
from the ground up.
Yeah.
And he's the same one who was part of the executive board during the early days with Lysite. And he actually helped to build churches, set up churches in the Midlands and so on. That's my uncle. Yeah. So, and I look at Janet's father. He was another legend.
Yeah.
And your parents and so on. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to apologize to anyone, and I'm not going to dilute it. Exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. They actually built the UK.
Wow.
I repeat, my uncles, my aunties, especially in the medical field, in the NHS and so forth, they actually built the UK.
Yeah.
And my friend who actually is my editor for my books, he said this one thing he can remember is that even when he was a union rep, he fought to represent the black teacher because they were fundamental to the UK, what it is today.
And I feel something that and guys, this first hour is just contextualizing the struggle of the Windrush generation, because building churches, building establishments because of rejection. So you've come to a country which already has a building.
Yes.
And then you get told that you're not allowed in this building and build your own building.
You have to do your own building.
But you never came over with the material, or you never came over prepared to build a building.
Exactly.
Because you was part of the establishment of that building in your own land. And you come over and then you have to build something from scratch. That's why I'm almost empathetic for some of the mistakes of our Windrush generation, because they never came here to build churches. They came here because they got called to this country to save the motherland after World War II, after it got decimated.
Yes.
That's what they were called for. And they actually got fooled into coming over here. My mother-in-law spoke about her uncle who came over here as a scientist in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And for the rest of his life, he came here and became a bus driver.
Yeah, because,
but vice versa. If you went to Jamaica as a scientist in the UK, you go to and as a white person, you go to Jamaica, you not only become a scientist, become a NASA scientist in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Because we would not. You will give you the opportunity.
Yeah.
You leave this UK as a white guy and you go to, or white woman, go to Jamaica as a bank manager, you become head of finance in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's wrong for that way. It just shows you the confusion when you look back of how we got treated, because we treated people differently. Now, I don't want to go on a massive rant here, but I'm just thinking what people in and outside of a church space is thinking about where they're at. And what you have to realize as well is that we who still here don't realize how many went back. Yo, listen, it's for real. Now, without radiators, without gas fire, you know what I'm saying? How you warming that house? You know what I'm saying? How are you warm in this house? Now, I've told them, you know what I'm saying? So for me, so guys, there's so many things that, that they face. Now, I can't handle cold people. Yeah. So that's why man have to have radiator. Now, as a child, from my memory, we had a gas fire downstairs. So my mum and dad I remember them putting the boiler in so we could have radiator, but you couldn't switch the radiators on. So all four of us in the holidays would be in the one room, winter holidays, with the gas fire on. And that's the best thing we do. So we'd be hooded around like one gas fire in the area.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
But my mum talk about this thing called, is it paraffin heater?
Paraffin heater, yes.
Caligas, yeah. Yes. No, I remember Caligas at my grandma's,
Yes.
And the bedroom used to stink of Caligas.
Yes.
But paraffin is something which dangerous.
It was dangerous. Unfortunately, there was a lot of domestic death and fire, and also it can actually poison you, because the fume of it, you have to open the window after a while, because it was very strong, the paraffin, and the truck needs to come around at least once a week. And actually deliver it to the respective home, and we come out in our particular can
Crazy.
to collect it, and we pay the truck driver who deliver it once a week, and people just lining up waiting for it as it passes through. I God, Jesus, I can remember some things.
God,
I remember also burning coal as well, coal fire.
coal fire.
Yes, I did remember that.
Listen,
yes.
we do coal at barbecue, innit?
Yeah. Now we
barbecue ain't coal.
actually,
Barbecue is actually
there's a chart.
Tempered wood or whatever. Yeah.
But I remember that as well in some of my family homes where we used to have the big coal fire and then chop the wood and actually put it in there to actually keep. So there was two things. You had the coal delivery and you had the paraffin heater delivery coming at least once a week within the given neighborhoods.
Wow.
And that is not too. I can actually feel it now and remember it. It's so vivid in my mind, actually.
Wow.
Some of the challenge. And by the way, going off a little bit off key at the moment, I remember on many occasions that the late Mr. Martin, who used to live at my home, and my dad used to chase down teddy boys because they tried to put fire bottles into our letterbox to burn up the house.
The man went there.
Yes, so my dad and brother Martin is two big brothers, they tall. My dad is 6. And my dad used to actually go out to protect my auntie. He used to actually come to my auntie's place of work to pick her up, to make sure she arrived home safely. You know what I'm saying? So although he was a committed Christian, he would put him and my uncles they would knock them round the joint because they're protecting their sisters. You hear me? No sister went out. No sister go out. You hear me, bro? No sister go out. We didn't. This was a practice. This was a practice when I was growing up, actually. My dad told us as youngsters in the church, you protect your young ladies. You wait for them and you take them home after choir practice and so on. None of them must be walking on their own. No, they have to be taken home safely. So we used to wait for them. We used to wait. And we walked them home. Make sure the door is shut. We used to do that when they were coming from school. We used to protect them. So I'm very, very, I'm from that school, so I understand protection. We used to fight for each other, but anyhow, that's another
protection racket.
That's another situation. But
but guys, this is something that you have to realize that what they're going through. So this is actually really, really, really cool because we're getting to understand what songs and what type of songs and how they sung it and why they were singing it. Singing it. So when in certain churches that were full of non-black people were singing all things bright are beautiful. All things
please give me a break.
Yeah, we could not sing that song because they were like, all things bright and beautiful. All creatures great and small. Rat.
Listen, they're going to church and they're singing. Sister, we're just offering a song during testimony. We have a hanker. I mean, come on. I mean, and they know what they're talking about. Especially the week that they had. The week that they had. And especially their nurse at the NHS. And the white patient is telling them, you can't touch me. I don't want to take care of me. One of my friends said, one of the black surgeons said, well, you die actually if we don't treat you. Tough.
Yo, Kevin. Sorry, I didn't realize that Kevin's gonna loose out today. So Kevin's going with all the stories that I'm going. Kevin, don't say this.
Well, it's experience
because we're gonna realize why we sing from our belly, why we sing this, and if you guys dive in TikTok or whatsoever, we are check us out on YouTube. With the main videos out there. You know what I'm saying? And, nothing but love. Guys, this is something that, you're going to see clips and versions of the videos that we will be playing today, some of the things. And we want to celebrate the Windrush generation, but we have to contextualize the stress that they were under. And we cannot demean the reason why, you know, when somebody said they get squeezed and you refine, as you know what I mean, they got refined.
Oh yes,
they were
squeezed,
put
bro.
through something else.
They went through the mill.
Yeah.
And
you know what? You sometimes look at pictures and thinking, why? She's 30. She looks so old. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What we wanted you, yo, they have to be vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Not just the clothes. You think about it. It's not just the clothes, you know. It's being vigilant. Yeah, it's like you come to the UK in your early 20s and when you turn into a big person within 24 hours.
Oh, you better get the big person very quickly because it was either sink or swim.
You know what I mean? Nothing prepared you for it?
No, nothing prepared. My mother was telling me some of the things that she went through and my auntie and so on. It was like you were thrown in the deep end.
Yeah.
There was no, remember, you were thrown in the deep end and sometimes there was no suitable bathroom to actually take care of your little daughter and son. So you have to get basin and all kinds of different things.
Basin, you know.
Basin, remember the big basins?
Yeah, man.
You remember Charming, the big basin?
What we used to call them? We used to pale. Is it pale? We're pale, you know. So, yeah, man. It's little man.
Oh yes.
Because the toilets were downstairs. So when it's little, you go to grandma's house. You had a pail to use in your bedroom. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The Emmanuel paid. And listen, your body was not tuned to do anything else but have a wee at night because that's a long one right there.
Yes.
And you know what? It's not even that the toilets were downstairs. Sometimes they were at the back.
They were at the back, outside. I remember them when I went to some of my family homes, cousins and so on, and friends, their toilet was outside. And I'm telling you, when it was winter, it was no fun to go outside.
Bro.
Listen. Hello.
There's no eating, bro. Listen.
Yeah. And yes, there was no eating in the toilet neither. So the houses have some form of eating, and you had to go out there in that cold element. Gordon Bennett, you know what I mean? Look.
Yo, I'll go down to once a week, man.
That was.
I couldn't tell you I couldn't do that.
Some of my cousins' home, I avoid going there because I know I had to go outside.
Yo.
It wasn't, well, anyhow.
But listen, guys. So you got a context out of Kevin that things were a little hard out here still.
Well, considering the time I was born, actually, it was the late 50s. So I could still remember the burnt out houses. That was when I got up north to Birmingham and so on, and different places around London where they were still trying to build up after being flattened by the Luftwaffes. Yes, Luftwaffe.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw.
That's in the 60s, isn't it?
Yeah, during the 60s, the early 60s, and I remember
over a decade afterwards.
Yeah, I remember also when the bus driver had to walk in front of the bus because the fog was so heavy. He had to walk in. The conductor had to walk in front of the bus with a lantern to see where they were going.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember all those quite vividly.
Sorry, people just think Kevin's 88. He's not 88.
No, I'm not actually, but it's just that I was born at a time when there was still more Windrush people coming in to take up the jobs.
Yeah.
They were coming.
And you
in.
was born here, innit?
Yeah, I was born here.
Yeah, cool.
So,
just emphasize.
so
he's born here, but his first one born here?
Yes, I was the first child to be born at my parents here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, crazy. Okay, cool.